go out and have fun and relax because the harder you try, it seems like the worse you do and the more pressure you put on yourself.
Well, that's great
And
advice.
that's what turned it around for me this year is I just started going out there and having fun and just sort of experimenting a little bit too, and it all worked out in my favor.
Hello, welcome to the Kayak Bass Connection Podcast. I'm your host, Jared. So tonight's episode is entitled From Rookie to Champ. The reason being is that I had the opportunity to sit down with three men who have won the Angler of the Year award for the last 3 years for the Southern Illinois Kayak Club Bass Trail. What started out as a recap of a recent tournament ended up being a fantastic interview about what it's like to be a new kayak fisherman and what type of skills both they developed with their minimalist equipment that made them successful to beat the entire field their rookie year. So it doesn't matter whether you're an experienced fisherman or a kayak fisherman or just thinking about maybe making that transition from a big boat into one of those little plastic boats. This episode has a lot going for it. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get straight to the interview. All right, welcome, guys. This is going to be a great episode of the Kayak Bass Connection podcast. We have the last regular season tournament for the Southern Illinois Kayak Club is going to be the focus of the podcast tonight. But what's even neater than that is we have the final, the Angler of the Year. He's here. We've also got the Rookie of the Year. He's here. So we're going to talk to both of those folks about what it took to make it through the season and reach those milestones. Before we get started, tell us what your name is, where you're from, just a little bit about yourself. So let's start with you, Darren.
I'm Darren Emker. I from Germantown, Illinois, south central Illinois, and I started kayak fishing long time ago. Now it feels like, but
Yeah, it really hasn't been that long time ago. Hey, what about you? Where are you from, sir?
Right now I'm in Imperial, Missouri.
Okay.
Southern Illinois is closer than driving to Lake of the Ozarks or Table Rock. I'd try this club out and see how it goes.
Fantastic. Glad to have you
working
here.
out pretty good.
And Dalton.
My name's Dalton Williams. I'm from Southern Illinois by Benton Belt, and I started kayak fishing probably 2 years ago.
All right. Awesome. So saw each of you this past weekend at Cedar Lake. You know, the Cedar Lake tournament is generally the last tournament of the year for the Southern Illinois Kayak Club, at least regular seasons. Boy, that lake did not disappoint. So, Darren, you put an exclamation point on the end of your season, didn't you? Not only did you have the win for the tournament, you also walked away from that tournament on Saturday with the Angler of the Year award. So how did that feel walking away with that award?
it was a pretty good feeling. I all year long was fighting pretty hard for it, and ended up getting it. It was a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, there was neck and neck. You really didn't know until that final weigh-in, did you?
Nope, not at all. Coming into it, Jonathan Kessler had 193 points, and I had 192. So I had to finish in the top three, and he had to finish below fourth for me to be able to beat him.
Yes, and what's even a little more surprising is that when we were leaving that morning, right at blast off, I was not too far away from your kayak, and as you were pedaling out, I heard you tell someone next to you that, hey, my drive just is breaking. As you're literally pulling away from the ramp, right?
Yeah, I was pedaling away, and I guess the crank arm bolts were coming loose, and whenever I took it apart the last time, I went to tighten them, and I rounded them off, so I couldn't get them tight enough, and it's a specialty bolt.
Oh.
So I hoped it would work, and I pedaled, I don't know, 150 yards from the ramp and started grinding real bad, and I couldn't get any grip at all. So I flipped the pedal drive up and paddled all day long.
So you took home the win using a paddle, which I think you're not the only one here that did that. And also take home the AOY, right? If you would have let that get inside your head, you would have had a lot of problems the rest of the day.
Yep, coming into the tournament, I basically said, whatever happens, happens. And about 6:15, whenever the pedal drive broke, I was like, well, that's how this day's gonna be, huh? And turned out a whole lot better than I thought it was going to.
Oh yeah, that was your third victory, right, for the season?
Yep, third this year.
Third out of 7.
Out of Southern Illinois Kayak Clubs, anyway, though.
Yes, you had some other Angler of the Year titles you took home. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I also I got Angler of the Year in the KPR South region and also in the KPR West Central region. I took home 5 wins, I believe, in KPR this year. I did pretty good.
Wow. So the KPR, the Catch Photo Release Tournament Series. So how many weekends do they have those?
And I fished 5 of the West Central.
Okay.
I didn't fish all 5 of the South because I didn't know about the first one in time. So I only had 4 to do good because best 4. So
awesome. Now, with our tournament, with the Southern Illinois Kayak Club tournament, you're pretty darn familiar with Cedar Lake, right? I mean, you fished that quite a bit.
not a whole lot, I guess, but I in recent years
Okay.
I've fished it a lot more. I fish it typically 4 to 5 times a year, if not a little more.
At least you didn't have to go 2 or 3 miles, right, with the pedal drive not working, right, to reach.
There's certain parts of the lake further away that can be better, but I couldn't make it to them. I just hope the closer spots were going to pay off, and they did. I got second place out of the same exact spot I caught all my fish. So I second place 2 years ago now. It's been a couple years. I got second place out of the same spot.
Oh, that's amazing. So during that tournament, we had, not only was that your third win, but Jay, you took home you were at second place, right? So Darren had 93.75 inches. Jay, you ended up with 89.75. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Are you pedaling, or are you also paddling?
I paddle. I've been paddling all year.
All right.
The
And
bigger
don't
lakes
you
hurt.
paddle as well right now?
No, yeah, I do pedal. Last year I did
Okay.
paddle.
Okay, outstanding. So we got a good mix of techniques in the top 3. That's really neat. So Jay, how familiar are you with that body of water? I mean, you're from Missouri. How often do you get over that direction to fish cedar?
I fished that lake twice.
Okay.
And the rest of those Illinois lakes, I've only fished this year. So I didn't know what I was getting into, and I found out real quick to learn how to fish grass.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. That's in all of those lakes that we fish, especially in the summertime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now you had a big milestone, right? So you got second in the tournament. Is that the highest finish you've had? Have you? No, you did win one, didn't you, earlier this year?
Devil's Kitchen.
That's right. You were on Devil's Kitchen. You had the big monster fish, like a 20-inch fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say monster for that body of water because everyone else is catching 12s and 13s, if I remember right.
That's what I thought it would be going in, and nothing but small fish, and so I was sort of surprised it even hit.
Yeah, that's awesome. But hey, the bigger news is in this final tournament, you brought home the Rookie of the Year title. So did you feel any pressure going in to compete for that title? Was that something that you had set your sights on?
I was looking forward to just doing my best. I know there's a lot of good rookies in that class.
Yes.
I just happened to come out ahead of it, and that's just the way it went.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
That was one of my goals though this year, was to get Rookie of the Year. So
okay.
I mean, my buddy also, who came in second Rookie of the Year, came down to pretty much me or him.
Yeah.
So as long as I beat him, then I pretty much got it, which I didn't know.
And who was that?
End. Jeremy.
Okay.
Whitgreen.
Okay, and he was pretty close, if I remember correctly. At second place was right behind you.
Yeah, it came down. We were 4 points separate. I mean, there's a couple tournaments he didn't catch a limit, so it sort of boosted me up the standings a little bit.
Yeah. Now, so what was your experience coming into the first year with Southern Illinois Club? Did you have you finished? Are you fished tournaments before in kayaks, or is this a new effort?
Not in a kayak. This is my first year. I
Okay.
did boat tournaments, Angler's Choice, Fish Lake of the Ozarks, Mark Twain,
Okay.
those Table Rock Lake. But and those lakes don't have grass. So all those grass lake was new to me,
Yeah.
which
So what
works out.
Yeah. So how did you have to change your way of thinking when you started fishing these different lakes and in the Illinois system? You got more nutrients in the water. You got a lot more grass in the summertime. How did you try to adapt?
The biggest part was getting used to the kayak.
Okay.
I mean, the kayak is, to me, it's not as stable as a boat, so you can't stand up, sight fish like I want to in the early spring. But it's just more compact. All year, I was like, okay, I hope my phone don't go flipping in the water. And if I can keep my phone on me, I'll be good.
But
that and I didn't take a spill this year, so it was a good year.
yeah, it's a good year. What type of boat are you, or what type of kayak are you in?
I'm in an Old Town 120.
Oh, good, solid kayaks. Yeah.
I still got the wavy legs though.
Yeah. Yeah. Those boats are pretty stable though. So did you find out one specific technique that you really liked in the grass compared to others that you might have tried?
Well, the frog, of course.
Yeah.
The frog's
The good
always good.
The good old frog. Yeah.
But I usually that and I started punching a little bit more this year into the grass
Okay.
at pretty much every lake, which worked out. Catch a few big ones here and there.
Yeah.
So at least I had something to go off of.
Yeah, there's been thick grass in almost every one of the lakes I think that the tournament trail was on. It wasn't at Devil's Kitchen. Was there a lot of grass there as well?
There's grass up along the shoreline, but I wasn't finding the bigger ones there. I had to fish between the standing timber and the grass.
Okay.
And I lost a couple other ones. They snapped my jig off. So
yeah,
but that's the whole fun of fishing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So whenever you made that transit, so you basically made the full transition from boat directly to the kayak in the last year, then, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest surprise you had whenever you went to the kayak?
The places I can get into.
Okay.
I can squeeze through the smallest little openings, and well, with a paddle, I don't have to worry about the pedal drive getting all clogged up, or I don't have to worry about a trolling motor breaking off a shaft going through the wood. I just take my kayak and plow right through it.
Yeah, that is an advantage, right? Definite advantage. All right, hey Dalton. So you had third place. How many inches did you have here? I'm looking at my notes.
I had 84.
You had 84 inches, so you were right behind second place in Jay, just a few inches there. So how many times do you think have you been on that body of water then prior to that tournament?
Prior
to Cedar,
probably 10 to 15.
Okay, so you know the body of water a little bit. The Crossroads, everyone that comes to Illinois for the Crossroads tournament is going to enjoy themselves because that is a great fishery, beautiful place to fish. So hey, one thing I want to recognize tonight, we could almost call this podcast the Rookie of the Year podcast. Not just in saluting Jay's accomplishment, but also in the fact that, so Darren, you were a previous Rookie of the Year as well, right?
Correct.
And Dalton was previous rookie. Now,
Yeah.
Tell me if I've got this correct. So Darren, you were Rookie of the Year for the club in 2021. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. And then 2022, Dalton, you were up, right? That was your rookie year as well.
Yeah.
Just last year. And then, of course, Jay this year bringing home that. So let's talk about how that was. And, any of you jump in here during the conversation. But when you show up for that first tournament as a new rookie in a kayak, what's going through your head? What's going through your mind?
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I show up and I'm in a Old Town paddle
Hmm.
kayak, and everybody's bringing out live scope and trolling motors, and I was like, oh wow, I think I'm a little underdressed for this. But in the end, it worked out.
Yeah, and and this is almost true every week or every tournament that we have is like there's a mixture in the top three or four of motors, pedals, and paddles. Now, where was the first one that you participated in, Jay? So that would have been our first one of the year, or the,
Uh, I did. Me and Jeremy, we did Cedar last year, the last tournament last year,
oh, okay,
just to
okay,
check out the club and see how it all was going, because we were going to fish another Missouri club, and after watching the weigh-in and or the ceremonies and stuff, we just decided that that was a club we'd like to try out.
so what was
And
it? Okay, fantastic. So what was it that about that process that made you guys decide, hey, you know what, this is worth driving over the border and joining this club?
uh, how everybody was just so friendly and willing to help each other out. I mean, you get in a boat tournament and you got 100 boats just sitting there on the water or going one way or the other.
Hmm.
And during the takeoff, everybody in the kayak tournaments, they all just stand around talking, going over what they're going to do for the day, and they're just, if you need help, they're willing to lend a hand.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Darren and Dalton, you guys, what did you think of the first time when you made that transition or just started a tournament play in the kayaks?
Is this group gonna accept me? Basically, that's how I was thinking. It's like I know, like I've seen videos of kayakers and all those, like they're in pedal drives and troll motors. And I've seen videos. I'm like, I hope there's none at this like club. Show up, and most of them are on like Hobies and pedal drive troll motors. I'm like, well, this is gonna be ornery. So then, like as I was unloading my kayak, there was one member, forgot his name, but he actually offered to help me unload, which in a bass tournament, like what he was saying, like it almost feels like a free for all in like a bass tournament.
There's a bunch of people out for themselves and just ignoring everybody
Yes,
else.
but in the
Yeah.
club, it's totally different,
All right.
and that's one thing why I like that club. Or I
I
guess this.
have to agree with you there. Because if I remember right, when you first started, you were car topping. Were you car topping or on back of the pickup
That
truck? I
was
don't
back in the
remember.
pickup truck.
Okay. And you had
I had a
a
paddle.
paddle the entire season and still did phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
Run
and
rookie
like
of the
I
year.
paddled and I got rookie of the year, just like Jay did.
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing my rookie year.
Okay,
Paddled my
and
first year.
Oh yeah. So Darren, what was going through your mind when the first time that you signed up for one of these tournaments?
So I was going to sign up actually the year prior, so way back in 2018 or 2019.
Okay.
I was going to sign up and they were out of memberships. So I went to the last two events with Reese because Reese was a member. And so I showed up, just fished him for fun. I would have got first
Yeah.
and second in both those two events. And I kind of knew what was going on already. So then I went to the first tournament, or first tournament year was the May month long in 2020, and I won that one. And from then on, it really was a lot of fun just getting there, knowing the guys, getting to talk to everybody. I'm very excited just to talk to people at every tournament versus going just to fish. I mean, I like fishing. I fish a lot,
Yeah.
but seeing all these people at the tournament and talking to them all, it's a good time.
Oh yeah. Just the interpersonal interactions, early, and it's funny because everybody's, excited at 5 o'clock in the morning when they're getting their rigs put together and getting ready to launch. Everybody's got that anticipation of what the day will bring. Yet people still take the time to be friendly and see how you're doing. So fantastic. So all of you sound like you started with pretty basic equipment. What was some of the first, I want to say upgrades because you did fantastic, all three of you, when you were just starting out. So what was one of the first equipment changes that you made during your sort of evolution in your first year?
getting a graph, knowing how deep the water is that you're fishing is I mean, it's not
Yeah.
even comparable. You have to know how deep you're fishing.
Okay.
That was my biggest upgrade right away.
Yeah, I just got a graph. Right before Devil's Kitchen, I got a graph, and it makes a world of difference.
Did you get a just straight down scan or side scan, Jay? When you put one on your
I
boat,
wish
what'd you end up buying?
I got the Lowrance Hook Reveal 5. I want to be able to see the water
Fantastic.
temperature and the depth for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah. Fantastic. So what about you, Dalton? Do you remember thinking that the first kind of change you made with your setup?
The first change was the depth finder. The second change was
Okay.
the seat. That was probably my biggest concern was the seat
Yeah. Yeah.
because I have back problems and I need a comfortable seat that sits
Mhm.
higher. So
Okay.
yeah, and the seat was basically a priority, but the fish finder was a need basically. Like Darren said, like I agree with Darren that you have to know how deep you are. And Jay said something about the temperature, and that is a big role in it. So
All right. So what did you end up doing to improve your seat? Because let's face it, doesn't matter how good a seat you have. A lot of us are sitting that thing for 6-7 hours during a typical tournament day, or not longer. So what have you guys done to improve your comfort?
uh, I welded uh, the seat. It gave me about 6 inches above the kayak, and I put a swivel on it. So
Ah,
so that gave me a real good like height, like to like the lower to the seat.
so you actually just raised it with a infrastructure underneath
Yeah,
the seat then?
yeah.
All right, cool. Darren or Jay, did you end up doing anything to make yourself more comfortable
I
as
don't know if
the
anybody
years went on?
remembers, but whenever I started, I my first tournament or two, I was pretty sore after it because I mean it's a kayak, and
Yeah.
I went to Walmart and bought two little throw pillows. So every tournament, I'd sit on one and have one behind my back, and I just had two white foam or white pillows that I'd carry with me. And by the end of the year, they were all brown and gray and nasty looking, but that happens when you catch a lot of fish, I guess.
They probably didn't smell very good.
Probably not. I don't even know where they.
When you're in the rookie of the year and you're starting to do really good in tournaments that first year, and you recognize that, hey, I could bring home this rookie of the year award. Is there anything that you changed or your mindset changed at all?
I started fishing worse
Yeah.
actually because I got in my own head. I was overthinking everything. Every day I was going out thinking I have to do good, and I did worse and worse and worse. Ended up actually tying at the end of the
Hmm.
year, and then won in the
Yeah.
Crossroads. Was it Crossroads or I don't know. I won somehow. I remember.
Yeah, I think you guys had a fish off, didn't you? In
Me
the
and
next
Andrew
was it
Garman.
the next spring?
That
Yeah.
might have been it. I don't remember when it was. I remember I won it barely
Yeah.
though.
So it was incredibly tight. Yeah. So you guys, a couple of you been on the podcast before, and we always like to talk about good advice for those that are up and coming in the kayak fishing sport. Darren, you hit on sort of the middle game. So can you any of you expound a little more on the mental game when you start getting involved in a competition? How much of it is mental? What you really have to do to keep your head in the game, so to speak, during that long tournament day?
Minimize your mistakes. If you do make a mistake though, don't dread on it. If you lose a big fish, it's gonna happen. It happens to every single person. At Cedar, I lost one that was
Hmm.
probably well over 20 inches, and I saw it on live scope, hooked it, lost it, and I threw right back in there and caught another one. I didn't sit there and cry and moan that I lost a big fish.
Mm-hmm.
I threw back in there to catch another one because there's always another one out there just trying to get it to eat. If you're in a bad state of mind, you're more than likely going to lose the next one too.
JS, I saw you laughing at like you've got a story. There's a story behind
I
that.
lost 3 of them at Cedar, and it was on a topwater, and
Oh,
pre-fishing, I didn't get anything pre-fishing on topwater. And for some reason, for that day, I just decided to try it. Nothing busted, and I had three nice ones come off. And
oh,
the other thing is I don't look at the leaderboard once I submit my fish, because if you do, then it just gets in your head. And I thought for sure Darren or uh, one of those other guys will be able to pull out, 98 inches, 100 inches.
mm-hmm.
So I just try and stay off that turning X as much as possible unless I'm submitting fish. And you just got to go out and have fun and relax, because the harder you try, it seems like the worse you do and the more pressure you put on yourself.
Well, that's great
And
advice.
that's what turned it around for me this year is I just started going out there and having fun and just sort of experimenting a little bit too. And it all worked out in my favor.
That fantastic. Now, when you say you experiment a little bit, do you mean with baits, or do you just how you use the kayak, or what do you mean by that?
Well, being in the first year of the kayak and paddling, I had to get used to the wind and the stability. And there's a lot of things I couldn't do that you can do in a boat. Like when the first tournament of the year, I tried to go all over the lake. And by the time I get to the spot, my arms are so worn out, I can't even cast.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pretty good learning curve there on what you can and can't do in a kayak compared to a boat. But you just got to relax and have fun and learn to fish grass.
Dalton, what about you? When you started as a rookie, was there anything you had to do to kind of keep your mind in the game and not get psyched out?
Just get the first.
Tell myself to slow down.
And tell yourself to slow down?
Yep, I'd fish way too fast, and that's the one good thing about paddling is you're forced to slow down and fish thorough, and that's what I did.
All right, fantastic.
Like the very beginning, like just one fish. Just that's all I need is just one fish to boost my self-esteem. So yeah, I always go for the first fish. Like it doesn't matter how big it is, I just need one fish. Then once you get one fish, get one more. Just keep going. Just get one more fish, one more fish.
Mm-hmm.
But then after you get 5 fish, just upgrade your bait. That's what I do every time.
You say upgrade your bait. What do you mean by that?
Like the size of the bait, then if they're not hitting the bigger size, maybe go back to the same bait. So
Okay.
basically it's like a learning experience.
All right. Good way to put it. It's a definite learning experience. So a lot of you, matter of fact, every one of you had a very close battle for some of the different titles that you've won in the kayak fishing realm, whether it be Angler of the Year for Darren, or all the Rookie of the Year challenges that all three of you had. So is there anything does that wear on you as if you're down to the last couple of tournaments of the season, you know that there's, you and one or two other people that are vying for that? Is that a mental strain? If so, how do you handle that?
Try not to think about it. I know it sounds like everybody thinks about
simple.
that, but don't think about it. Going into Rookie of the Year, I was overthinking it, and then this year coming into AOY, I was, well, what happens happens. I had a great year. I already won 2 tournaments coming into Cedar, so I figured it wouldn't get a whole lot better. And I typically fish a little rough coming into the fall, so I didn't think it'd be that great. So just went out there and fished and let the cards fall how they will.
Awesome. So if you had to give one piece of advice to a rookie that signs up either this year or starts next year in 2024, if you run into that rookie in the parking lot, what's one piece of advice each one of you would give him to get through the season?
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just go out there and have fun, relax, and see where it ends up.
Excellent advice. Dalton, what do you think? Is there anything you would tell that person that's unloading from the back of their truck like you did the first year?
Just keep pushing. Basically, what the first tournament of the year might go bad. Second tournament, it could go great for you. Or it could go first, second could be bad, then third one might go perfect for you. And you could get better every tournament after that. It just keep going. Just keep chasing what you want.
Darren, any advice?
Like Dalton said, keep pushing. Whenever I
Okay.
started, Glenn was absolutely dominating our club. He was way better than everybody else in the club that whenever I started. And coming into it,
Mhm.
my mindset was I want to be better. I want to be better than him. So I fished hard and kept learning and learning and learning. And I'd say I did pretty good this year. But also when you're starting out,
Pretty good.
throw your confidence baits. Don't throw baits you've seen a video on and this guy caught a whole bunch of fish on it, so I'm gonna throw it. Throw a bait you have confidence in. If you have a lot of faith in a jig, throw a jig. The fish are gonna eat a jig. Throw a wacky rig if you have a lot of faith in a wacky rig. Just throw something you have trust that you can catch fish in.
That's a good one. Confidence baits. I mean, the confidence is everything in this game. Do you guys have a confidence bait that you pick up when the going gets tough that you want to talk about? Regardless of the lake that you're in?
Ever since I started fishing, I have a 4-inch. It's a Zoom 4-inch finesse worm. It's in black color. It is a killer bait. I wacky rig it, and it falls really slow, but I can catch a lot of fish on that. And if the going gets tough, which this year I don't think I ever caught a fish in a tournament that counted on a spinning rod this year. It kind of crazy because I used to only live and die by the wacky rig, and this year I caught a lot on a chatterbait and a lot on a jig, and I did okay on those two.
Okay.
Yeah, I throw.
Jay, what about you? Go ahead, Dalton.
No, I throw a Senko, 6-inch Senko green pumpkin. That's my go-to. Any lake.
Darren, do you agree with that? You get
Senkos are garbage.
So is chatterbaits.
You can look through my whole entire tackle box and you won't find a single Senko style bait at all.
I don't want to go look through your tackle. There's too much there.
Well, you'll be there for a week or two. Takes me a while to find what I'm looking for sometimes.
It would take a while. I think you ought to probably send a picture of your kayak to Native so they can use it for advertisement for the weight limit.
Yeah.
Jay, what's your confidence bait, man? What do you reach for when just the going gets tough?
Usually my confidence bait's always been a jig, and when I can't catch nothing, I know I can go and flip a jig around and at least get 5.
Yeah.
Whether they don't flop off the board or not, before I can take the picture, that's a different story. So
great. Now, so since we're kind of talking about what rookies got to learn from their first season, and I had something pop in my mind the other day as I was struggling with getting a photograph of one of my fish, and have you guys learned any techniques because I think that's one of the most frustrating things I think for most rookies is the catch photo release is I love the format, but there's some skill just to that, just to getting the picture, just to organizing. That's the one thing I struggle with is I got all these pictures and how to organize them and get them submitted. Did anybody struggle with that during their rookie year?
I did my first. I had 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Just going to take a picture and they just flop off the board. And that put me back in the mindset like, what am I doing wrong? That's a big learning curve.
I fished before the tournament, like my first year in sick. I fished in like smaller lakes, so I got some practice. And it depends on the size of the fish. If it's 15 plus, I put my net, like the board in the net, like the butt of it. So if the fish did flop, it would go straight into the net. And that saved me a couple times.
Awesome. Darren, did you have any learning curve trying to get those photos?
Not really. I think in my career kayak fishing, I might have had less than 5 fish jump off the board. I kind of take a weird approach at it though, because anybody that's ever fished around me, they know if I catch a fish, I have that fish on the board taking a picture in less than a minute, and I'm back to fishing. I get almost every time in less than a minute. I don't like to play around with fish. I have a donkey leash. I don't think I've ever put a fish on it. I put maybe one on it. I think if you put them back in the water, it gives them adrenaline shot, I swear, because they get to go crazy if they go back in the water. So I get them out of the water as fast as basically as fast as I can, slap them on the board, take that picture, throw them right back in the water.
I'm gonna
And
try
it has
next
bit me
year.
in the butt. It has bit me in the butt before where I threw it back in the water and looked back at my picture and, oh, I don't know, glare, I couldn't see the numbers or something like that. But I think
bracelet.
if you can go, yeah, bracelet got me. But I think if you can go fast, it helps me anyway. I don't know if it'll help anybody else because I've watched other people and they'll take 10 or 15 minutes with one fish. It's like, wow, come on, man. We're in a tournament here, not just sitting here with one fish.
Yeah, I probably take a good 5 minutes with each fish at least. I'm one of those guys. I got to calm myself down, especially if it's a decent one. I put it on the docking leash and take a couple breaths and make sure I got everything the way I want it. But meanwhile, Darren's made 4 other casts and probably caught an interesting fish. All right, well, guys, I've kept you about 35, 40 minutes here. I want to congratulate each one of you on an incredible year, finishing out the year. There's going to be just a couple more, or just actually one or more major event that our tournament club is going to be involved with. That's the Crossroads team event, which we'll have another episode of the podcast coming out shortly, centering on with that team. But hey, I just want to really congratulate each one of you for an incredible year. It's been a pleasure. I fished with you guys in almost every tournament, just watching how you've all stepped up to the plate. When the going really got tough. I mean, we had some tournaments that were tough. And still, you guys always seem to manage, all 3 of you managed to pull out a decent bag. So it really says a lot about you guys as anglers and as teammates. So any parting thoughts you want to leave with?
None of this would be possible if it wasn't for Josh, the director. You got to have a good director in order to have a good club. And I think he's just doing a really good job at it. And I can't wait to see the club grow bigger than what it is now.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, Jay. Fantastic. Yeah. And those of you, you guys were all there, but the club members did come together and buy him a really nice rod and reel as just an appreciation. He goes above and beyond. From what he doesn't make a red cent from what he's doing. He'll just lose his time, and he just does a fantastic work. Everyone that helps with the tournament trail does a fantastic job. So, all right, guys. Hey, I want to thank you again for taking the time tonight, and I have a feeling that next season I'll probably see all you guys on the podcast again after a top 3 finish. But gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you.